Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Tuesday, January 5th, 2016, around 3:04 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's cold out, highs in the 20s. Hopefully you're bundled up right now, because this is going to be the coldest day so far, but it's going to get warmer later on in the week, above 40 and stuff. Next chance of precipitations Saturday and Sunday, and it's probably going to be all rain in southern New England, which is good news. We don't need snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm and bitter cold after bitter cold after bitter cold. Hopefully it doesn't happen this winter, but you never know. Some news to report. The USA men's junior team beat Sweden today by the score of 8-3 in the bronze medal game for the World Junior Hockey Championship. So the USA is a bronze medal winner in World Junior Hockey in 2016. So congratulations to them. And Entertainment Television has renewed its drama, The Royals, for another season. It will be the third season, so congratulations to that. It's been a highly rated show on the Entertainment Television Network. That's channel 34 in most Comcast cable systems in New England. And that's about it on the news. My second video blog subject of the day is the reason why the NFL Cleveland Browns suck. Since the Cleveland Browns came back into the league in 1999 after being on hiatus 3 years, and the original Cleveland Browns team, which was owned by Art Modell, moved out of Cleveland at the end of the 1995 NFL season and moved to Baltimore to be rebranded as the Ravens. The Cleveland Browns have been one of the worst teams in the National Football League. They have a record of 87 and 185 since 1991 and 1999. They only had 2 winning seasons. 2002 when they finished 9-7, and 2007 when they finished 10-6. 2002 was the only time they made the playoffs ever since returning to the NFL because of tiebreakers and stuff, and they lost their playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. In 2007, they had a 10-6 record, but they could not make the playoffs because the AFC was very strong that year. That was the year the New England Patriots finished 16-0 and stuff like that. And but those were the only 2 bright seasons the Cleveland Browns have had. Since then, they perennially lose 10 games a year constantly and stuff like that. They've had 23 starting quarterbacks in like 17 years. That's not good. Listen to these names. Tim Couch, who was the number 1 draft pick in the 1999 NFL draft. He was a great college football quarterback, when he came to the pros, he stunk up the joint. Kelly Holcomb, who was maybe a middle-of-the-road backup quarterback, but he wasn't a star NFL quarterback. Jeff Garcia, who had maybe a decent run a couple of years with the San Francisco 49ers, but he's no Joe Montana or Steve Young, and he wasn't good with the Cleveland Browns. Also, Trent Dilfer played for the Cleveland Browns towards the end of his career. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl and stuff, but with the Ravens. But the Ravens had probably the best defense of all time in 2001, and anybody could have quarterbacked that team to the Super Bowl that year, including Julie Broughton and Heidi Pratt. And Derek Anderson, who he had a decent time with the Browns. He's the only Browns quarterback to make a Pro Bowl ever since they came back into the league in 1999. Brady Quinn, who was a great college football quarterback for Notre Dame, but he was bad in the pros. Colt McCoy, another decent college quarterback from the University of Texas, but he flopped as NFL quarterback. Brian Hollard, who's still with the team, but he's frequently injured and stuff like that. And Johnny Manziel, who a lot of people were saying he was going to be the savior of the Cleveland Browns and stuff, because he was the Heisman Trophy winner freshman year at Texas A&M, but when he came to the pros, very immature and stuff. He has like a lot of personal issues and stuff. The Cleveland Browns probably are giving up on him, and they're probably going to have to look for another quarterback to guide them to maybe become out of mediocrity and stuff like that. So it's probably going to be the 24th starting quarterback next year for the Cleveland Browns. They need to find out something. They need at least a decent quarterback for the NFL who could handle pressure. Hey, maybe they could find a franchise quarterback, but those are hard to find and stuff like that. And also, they've had coaches over the years. Some of the names they had coaches: Butch Davis and Chris Palmer and Romeo Cornell and Eric Mangini and Mike Pentine, among others. But many of these coaches only last a couple of years with the Browns before they get fired and stuff, because the Browns cannot get out of mediocrity and stuff in the NFL and stuff. Plus, they fired general manager after general manager after general manager and stuff like that. The team has a lack of offense and stuff like that. The defense in the past few years has been maybe average and stuff like that. I even heard a couple of years ago some experts were saying that the Cleveland Browns defense could be good enough to get them a playoff spot and stuff. And they even said, one expert said the Cleveland Browns defense was similar to the 2000 Baltimore Ravens, who won the Super Bowl. But I laughed at that as big time. The chances of the Cleveland Browns winning the Super Bowl are the same chances of the Philadelphia 76ers winning the NBA championship anytime in the near future. It ain't gonna happen, my friends. And they made a hire for a guy who used to work in New York Mets general manager's front office, who worked in the front office for the New York Mets, Paul DePostini, and he's going to be the vice president of pro football operation strategies. What kind of strategy the Cleveland Browns need to focus on? I don't know if they're going to be a competitive team in the NFL in the near future, or maybe many years from now, even though the NFL salary cap and stuff. They need good football men. They need good drafts. They need a franchise quarterback or a decent NFL quarterback. Plus, they need a coach. And the team, the general manager, and the front office has to be patient with this coach. Don't fire him after 2 years when the team stinks a lot. Give time for a coach to develop Cleveland Browns, because if you fire coaches every 2 to 3 years, you're not going to get any big candidates and stuff to even consider interviewing for your position as head coach, because they know they're already on the hot seat and they're already a lame duck minutes after they get hired and stuff like that. It's sad to see one of the great franchises in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns, be so mediocre and suck all the time and stuff, because the Cleveland Browns had a great winning tradition back in the 50s and 60s and stuff, having some of the greatest players of all time like Otto Graham and Jim Brown. They were founded by Paul Brown, and they had won the NFL championship in 1964. Last time the city of Cleveland ever had a world championship in professional sports. They had some competitive teams in the 1980s, and they were, with Bernie Kosar, they were maybe a couple of plays away from making the Super Bowl and stuff like that. And even Bill Belichick coached them in the early 90s. But when Art Meldell could not get a stadium in Cleveland, he bolted for Baltimore and stuff. And I think the city of Cleveland has really never been the same since then. And they get stuck with a pathetic Cleveland Browns team and stuff. And that's about it on that. Be back with the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about the late, great Hallie Callis, who was a longtime play-by-play voice of the Philadelphia Phillies. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bunning guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart is so stunning. And Heidi Pratt has the best legs in the world. And Julie Donaldson of Comcast Sports Mid-Atlantic rocks. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out. Don't forget Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Send me shout-outs or plugs. It will be shouted out and plugged. Bye now.